Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Our sophomores, our super sophomores, besides Miles, of course, Langford. If I looked at his last month or so, I think he's really elevated his game even from the summer. He's gotten himself in the best shape of his life, and it's been really funny. I still give John Calipari a lot of credit because, you know, it's interesting when you talk to these guys, like Cassius and him especially, and they thought they were doing so much last year and just didn't realize as a freshman what it takes to be great. And you know, John always tells me his guys go through the same thing, but he's got to do that year after year after year. And in my own way, I've learned to respect it because I think it's so hard to do. And this year, as Miles said to me this summer, he said, I just feel more comfortable because I know where my classes are. I know what basketball is going to be like. I know how to handle the other situations. They always say your best improvement is between your freshman and sophomore year. And I think this kid, I mean, I've got a bunch of guys that are working their tail off. None work harder than this kid. He's probably in here more and spends more time on his game. Very good student, and it's worked out well. So we expect Josh to take a monster stride on both the defensive and offensive end this year. And there's no question that, you know, for us to be great, Cassius Winston has to be the player that we all know he can become. Without a doubt, his play will be a major key to our season. And his thing started back in May when we got done with the season, got done with school. We let everybody go home for 4 weeks just to get out of here. And he went home for 2 days and came back up here and started lifting and running and getting himself in the best shape of his life, changing his body. I mean, he transformed his whole body, and to me that spoke wonders. He was the only player on campus most of that time, and just did it, you know, not on his own because he had help from our strength coach and everything, but did it with no other players around, which speaks volumes. He needs to be an adequate defender, and I think he's made some progress. I mean, no bones about it. That was not a strength last year. It never has to be a strength. It just has to be, you have to be able to do it somewhat. I think this year, so far, he's proven to be a much better defender. And one of the reasons, I think, one of the goals I set for my team this summer is everybody's got to play one-on-one against somebody that's better than them, that's quicker than them, that's bigger than them, that's stronger than them. So Miles had to play tum-tum some, and you know, in Cassius' case, he had to play tum-tum for the speed. He had to play against Bridges or Langford or McQuaid for the size, you know. So everybody would probably get better in all ways, shape and form, as far as developing different abilities. Nick Ward, the last of the sophomores, last year, you know, when I think of some of the pregame talks, you know, those New Rockney speeches that never work, but when you're trying to rev a team up and get them to go and you know, it's the old knock them on its butt and do this and play hard. And oh, and by the way, Nick, just kind of don't touch anybody, don't look at anybody, don't see anybody. Now, he did a hell of a job of that defensively. I mean, he accomplished the goal that I set. But that's got to change. And he knew it, and I knew it. And I don't blame him totally, because what I just said, that's the speech I gave him before we played Miami. If any of you were down there, I told him, now, Nick, they got big athletic guys. We just can't get you in foul trouble. You know, we got no bigs. We had, you know, we lost our two guard. We had nobody left. So don't get in foul trouble. So Nick, as he, you know, the respect he has for me, he listened, and he went out there, and he set a national record He got the first foul a second and a half into the game, and on a jump ball, hard to do. But I think those days are behind us. He's even in better shape. He's worked his tail off. This year, we're going to get back to the Nick Ward, who's a tough, strong. As I said, you know, he's moving up and cutting off the pores. Poor Zach Randall. He's subtracting pores on that. We're getting closer, and one of the ways he can become more like Izzo is if I can let him play without telling him he can't touch anybody. So I think you'll see a more physical Nick. I know you'll see a better conditioned Nick, and I think you'll see a lot better defensive Nick. And if those things, you know, happen, he's coming off one of the best freshman scoring seasons statistically in MSU history. So he's got that going for him, but we need more if we're going to get to another level. The other area that I really want Nick to improve on is he's a very good offensive rebounder because he wants to score, but not as good a defensive rebounder. This year, we've got to get him better on the defensive board, so that'll be the goals for him.